There's a moment every man faces, usually alone, usually unexpected, when he looks into the mirror and he realizes he doesn't recognize the person staring back. Not physically, but emotionally, spiritually. He's built a life, maybe a successful one, but somewhere along the way, he lost himself. Today, we're talking about what it costs to avoid that mirror and what it takes to finally look. Welcome to the Heart-Smith podcast. I'm Jason Twombly, and this is where men come to forge courage, train for emotional mastery, and learn to live from both a clear mind and wild heart. This is the next episode, and it's entitled The Man in the Mirror. We're diving into the unspoken cost of emotional avoidance and why honest self-awareness is the first act of courage on this path. Once again, let's get to the forge. Most men live their entire lives as strangers to themselves. And we're living through an epidemic of men who feel empty despite all of their accomplishments. Teachers, mechanics, executive, contractors, fathers, entrepreneurs, men who've mastered their craft, but never really learned how to be present to their own hearts. The cost isn't just personal anymore. Your emotional disconnection affects every relationship you touch, every room you enter, every legacy you're building. And here's what we've been taught about being a man. Emotions are optional. They're too touchy-feely. There's something to bury, manage, control, or just power through because you got to get to the work. Vulnerability equals weakness. Real men handle things alone. Success equals worth. If you achieve enough, you'll finally feel whole. You've heard those things. But here's the truth that we've been discovering. The myth of lone wolf masculinity, it's killing us, literally. The suicide rates among men, the addiction rates, the divorce rates, the number of hardworking men, whether they're building houses or building companies, who feel completely hollow inside. Dostoevsky once wrote in Notes from Underground about the man trapped by his own consciousness. He's caught up in his head, analyzing and theorizing until he can't act authentically. He's not necessarily numb to his feelings. He's drowning in them. And his endless self-analysis, it prevents him from engaging honestly with who he actually is. This is most of us. The truth is that self-awareness is not self-indulgence. It's the foundation of every other strength that you'll ever develop. You can't lead others where you haven't been willing to go yourself. You can't love someone else's heart if you're a stranger to your own. Let me tell you about one of the most crucial times when I looked into that mirror. Ever since I was young, I wanted to be a pastor. You'd think that that would automatically mean emotional maturity and a relational awareness when became one, right? No. So for years, I'm telling you, I really knew the Bible. I passionately loved Jesus. I traveled the world as a missionary. I really experienced God's presence deeply as an ordained minister from time to time. And for all intents and purposes, from the outside, it may have looked like I had it together. But inside, were waves of just intense emotion would come over me, swell within me, and I had no idea how to sustainably navigate them, long term. I never learned how to return to joy from difficult emotions. I was never able to remain my authentic self fully under stress or overwhelm. Parts of me would shut down from time to time. And here's what it looked like. Without a pathway to process my pain, I would transmit it onto those closest to me. So I increased my church activity, conference attendance, looking for answers. But those breakthroughs, there were moments, but they never lasted. I was exhausted trying to manage my internal friction. I had the Bible verses memorized. I read the books, 10,000 of them, but I couldn't get my nervous system to catch up with my theology. That's when I realized, yeah, I was stuck. And I wasn't even aware that I needed healing and growth and maturity. Here's what became clear. I was working for God, but I wasn't learning to revolutionize my relationship with myself. And that meant belonging to my own heart. We all need a safe harbor or a secure attachment within ourselves. But when that inner refuge gets damaged or splintered or displaced, the storms of life can tear us apart from the inside. I knew the heart of God, but I rarely knew my own. I wore armor to protect myself from truly being seen. And this cage around my heart, it not only kept people out, but it caused me to lose power I didn't even know I was losing. The man in the mirror was showing me a version of myself that was lots of effort and image, while the real me, my true self, had gotten lost in the performance, even for God. The pattern became undeniable. Whatever I buried was ruling me. I couldn't choose the waves of emotion that came, but I had never grown the skill of emotional mastery to surf them. I was drowning in my own inner world, and I knew something had to change. This is what author Richard Rohr calls falling upward, moving from the first half of life where we build our image and achieve our goals, that kind of energy, into the second half where we do the soul work that actually transforms us. Until I learned how to build belonging within myself to develop that secure attachment with my own heart and nervous system, I remained a stranger to myself. Sure, I had identity in Christ, but I was missing something crucial, the ability to remain present to my own emotional storms. The scariest part, I'd become an expert at spiritual performance while avoiding the very transformation I was called to embody. Here's what I learned about the man in the mirror. First, he's not your enemy. He's your ally waiting to be discovered. The emotions you've been avoiding, the parts of yourself that you've rejected, the dreams that you've buried, they're not threats to your manhood. They're the raw materials of your becoming. Second, looking requires courage, not weakness. It takes it takes more strength to sit with your own pain than to numb it. It takes more courage to admit you're lost than pretend you know the way. It takes more power to feel than to perform. Third, this work is generational. Yeah, what you don't heal, you pass on. The emotional patterns you don't transform, your kids inherit. But when you do the work, when you become emotionally integrated, you change the trajectory of your entire family line. This is what Rohr calls necessary suffering, the pain that actually transforms you instead of just wounding you. And looking in the mirror is necessary suffering. It hurts, but it heals. So let's do this together. Even incrementally, let's take a step forward right now. Wherever you are, except if you're driving, let's find a comfortable position. If you are driving, you could do this internally while keeping your eyes on the road. I know you might drive by faith and not by sight, but be responsible. Let's ground ourselves and on our bodies. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your back against the chair. And take 3 slow, deep breaths. Aware of your inhale. And just a slower exhale. Slowing down. Breathing in. And just a slow exhale. We'll keep it simple. Just the next inhale, the deepest draught you've taken all day. Breath is good, breath is life. And just slowly on the release, breathing out through your mouth. Now, inviting you to keep your eyes closed. I want you to imagine you're sitting across from yourself, not the version of yourself that you show the world, but the version that exists when no one else is watching. The one who knows your fears, your doubts, your secret dreams, your hidden shame. Just get him in your mind's eye and just sit with him for a moment. Don't try to fix him or change him or improve him. Just see him. Stay there. And now using the dawn method, let's practice with this part of yourself. D, detect. What emotion is present in him right now? Don't think about it. Just notice. Sadness, anger. What do you see? Loneliness, fear. Whatever it is, just detect it. Just observe. A, accept. Can you accept this emotion that's present without trying to change it? Can you say, hey man, it's okay that you feel this way, and just let it be. Acceptance. W, wonder. Get curious about this emotion and ask him, what are you trying to tell me? What do you need? What's been going on? How long have you been carrying this? And enter into some gentle curiosity. And nurture. What does this part of you need from you right now? Maybe it's rest, maybe it's permission to grieve, maybe it's acknowledgement that life's been hard. Whatever he needs, can you offer it? Extend that even just for a moment. When you're ready, take a deep breath in and just release that and slowly and gently open your eyes. And don't forget what you observed, what you've learned. That's your inner wisdom speaking. That's the man in the mirror offering you guidance. This is where all emotional mastery begins, with honest awareness of what's actually happening inside of you. Every skill we'll explore in future episodes, managing anger, processing grief, building intimacy, finding purpose, all of it starts here with the courage to look, because you can't heal what you can't feel. You can't transform what you won't acknowledge. Here's what I want you to take with you this week. Every morning before you check your phone or dive into your day, spend 2 minutes, just 2 minutes with the man in the mirror. Start by asking him, how are you feeling right now? What do you need from me today? What's going on? Be curious. And then use what I call the heart's check-in. Go through each emotion and notice where you're sensing it in your body. H.E.A.R.T.S. Happy. What am I smiling about? Excited. What am I joyfully expecting? Or the shadow side of excitement might be anticipation or even anxiety. Uh, Afraid. What do I feel threatened by? What am I scared of? R is rage. What am I protecting? Tender. Who do I feel love toward? Or where might I feel a smart or a wound or have an offense or even a trigger? Tender. And S, what do I feel loss about? What am I sad about? What am I lamenting? Don't try to fix or change anything. Just notice, just acknowledge, and pay attention to both the emotion and where you feel it physically in your body. This may be new for some of you. This is self-attunement. It's being curious about what's happening inside of you, not in a harsh or judgmental way, but from a kind, non-judgmental stance. Because here's the truth. The degree to which you're aware of yourself determines the degree to which you can be present with others. You've been trying to forge relationships while being disconnected from your own heart. You've been trying to lead others while being out of touch with yourself. That's like trying to guide someone with a broken compass. But when you learn to listen to your heart with curiosity and acceptance, you become a man who can hold space for others to do the very same thing. You become a heartsmith who can forge not just his own heart, but can create safety for others to open theirs. That man is worth knowing. That man is worth becoming. Keep forging. If this episode has stirred something in you, share it with another man who needs to hear it. If you want to go deeper, head over to the Heartsmith Coach on Substack. I'll be exploring this theme in more detail in some writings to come. The next episode that we'll be talking about on the Heartsmith podcast, we're going to dive into what is emotional training. We're going to reframe emotional work as strength training and give you concrete tools that you can use immediately. Until then, practice those 2 minutes every morning. Get to know the man in the mirror. He's worth your attention. This has been the Heartsmith Podcast. Shape the heart, forge the man. I'm Jason Twombly, and I'll see you again in the forge.